Adrian, I wanted to start with the word that's on everyone's lips at present, lockdown. Can you tell our viewers exactly what this means for the horses in training, those racing, the staff, jockeys, and the owners themselves?
Look, we're in a very fortunate position in the industry. I think that our work is relatively unaffected. We're able to come to work and train the horses as usual. So we're able to continue getting them to the races. It doesn't alter their preparations, their schedules. So we're very fortunate in that sense. Obviously, we've experienced a lockdown before, and we're just adopting the same policies and procedures that everyone was able to adhere to previously, and we've seen how we can do that successfully as an industry to continue, and expect that to be the same this time around.
This weekend in Sydney, you have First Light Racing's VRENELI and Dynamic Syndication's YARDSTICK, two really nice up-and-coming 3-year-olds who are first up here.
YARDSTICK's returning to the races off a relatively quick break, so I think I'll expect him to retain plenty of residual fitness off that campaign. He's had 2 nice trials leading into this, so he's nice and forward for this first up run. He's been a little bit difficult to catch in terms of betting, but certainly feel he's a lot better than what his form and record may suggest. He's always had the ability, so if you can have a bit of luck and handle the conditions there on Saturday, we seem to be getting a bit of rain at present, so if he can handle that, he'll certainly be a good chance. VRENELI obviously showed great progression last campaign. He's, I feel, going to improve over a little bit further this time around. We saw him very sharp. I think just with a couple of trials that we're seeing this time around, he's certainly going to appreciate getting out in trips. So no doubt he'll continue to improve off Saturday's run.
Navy Cross has been a good, fun warhorse over the past years, but he tends to be a horse that naturally carries a lot of weight, so will always improve into a preparation. He races either at Rosehill on Saturday or Warwick Farm the following Wednesday. How has he been training?
He's in excellent order. His race is certainly or purely going to be decided by the race conditions. We saw there first up, he didn't handle the heavy track at all. That considering, I thought it was an excellent run. He travelled lovely throughout the race and really worked into it nicely, but just with the heavy testing conditions, he wasn't able to quicken, and his condition gave out late. So he'll certainly improve fitness-wise, but most importantly, we just need to get him back on top of the ground. That may not be this start. We may hold him over to Wednesday, but whenever he does get back on top of the ground, he can certainly follow him with a bit of confidence because he's going in the right direction.
SARANDOS was mightily unlucky not to have broken his maiden first up this preparation, and you've got him penciled in for a few different options over the coming week. Do you know where he will head, and is he one we should be following closely?
Yeah, off his first up run, you can certainly follow him. I thought it was an excellent return to racing. Last prep, we tried to stretch him out in distance. He may not have quite appreciated that, so at this early stage of the preparation, we're just going to look to keep him at the sprinting trips, keep his work short and sharp, and I think we'll be able to get a result that way. As I said, off his first up run, he should prove to be very competitive at this stage, leaning towards Hawkesbury. Lovely track for him, but I guess we'll be guided by the weather conditions going forward.
Moving into state, where the crowds will be in full swing, I'll start with a horse that's given his owners an immense amount of fun, and I think it's only just begun. Regal Stage has travelled to Bathurst, Goulburn, GUNDAGAI and MUDGEE over his past 2 preps in search of Cup's glory, and with great success, earning about $100,000 in the process. You're using the listed Glasshouse handicap at the Sunshine Coast on Saturday as a stepping stone to yet another Cup or 2, but in Queensland this time. Tell us a little about him and his upcoming preparation.
Yeah, Regal Stage I thought was excellent there first up. He had a tough run in transit. I thought he still gave a good kick on the back of that, but just his condition gave out late, so certainly open to a lot of improvement off that. So his run on Saturday, expect to bring him on nicely. Look, we are stepping him a bit out of his grade, but it's more of a run that will certainly help bring him on in preparation for the Cup, which I know we've been a little bit adventurous here, but certainly looks a nice race for him up there, and the owners have a lot of fun targeting the Rockhampton Cup with him.
And moving south to Victoria, 2 stakes class stayers on the flat have turned their hand to jumping, but mixed their preparations between the 2 codes. Runaway heads to Flemington on Saturday for the Banjo Patterson Series final over 2,600 metres, and Social Element is having his second start over steeples on Sunday at Warrnambool. How have they been training in the lead up to the weekend?
Runaway's in fantastic shape. You wouldn't know by looking at him how long he's been up this campaign. He certainly looks in really good order and holding his condition very well. Obviously, last time we saw him on the flat, he won very impressively at big odds. So we get Damien Oliver back on board. Similar conditions here today. The blinkers go back on for him. So we've had a bit of success mixing the races between the jumps and the flat races, so hopefully we can see Runaway back to his best on Saturday, because if that's the case, well, we know what he's capable of. Hugely satisfying to get the win for Social Element last start. He was off such a long layoff, and the owners have been very, very patient with him, so it's very rewarding to see him get that well-deserved victory. Obviously, I think he's going to continue to improve off the back of that. He's still getting his confidence over the jumps, but there's certainly an element of natural fitness to take off that, because he was only second up, as I said, off such a long break. So he naturally looks to have done very well in between runs, and really excited to see him out just with that bit of improvement. He's certainly a horse with a lot more upside.
I want to finish today with some quick fire questions so we can get to know you a little better. There's no right or wrong answers, so just say whatever comes to mind. Name one thing you like doing outside of racing and work.
Poker.
Favourite destination in the world.
The Greek islands.
Why did I ever let you go? Mamma mia, now I really know.
Favourite sport excluding racing.
Tennis.
What's your favourite show on Netflix or Stan at the moment?
Yellowstone.
If you and your wife Jess were throwing a dinner party, who would be your 3 dream guests?
3 mentors I'd love to hear about. TJ Smith, Percy Sykes, and Jim Bolger.
Favourite yearling at this precise moment?
Schnitzel Pinot.
If you weren't a trainer, what would you be doing for work?
A build-up.